Welcome back to Josh's podcast. If you are watching this on YouTube, which that's how most people are watching it, and I say most people, like I have an audience, which I don't, except for like one amazing person that watches this. um, yeah, so I'm in a different location. You guys, I moved to New York City, and I have my you're like really far away from me right now, the camera, because I don't have my tripod with me. So there's literally a storage box with a package on top of it with the camera on top of it. And I'm sitting in my bed and I just put together, you can't see it on camera, but obviously the bed is like window height now. Because there's a bed frame now that I just spent like an hour this morning putting together, which like an hour is pretty good. It's a pretty good bed frame to put together. She was T. She was super queen for that. Really easy to put together. And my beverage today is just a cup of water, just a cup of New York City tap water. And sorry if there's just like mad noise outside my window because I'm not in the quaint residentials anymore. I'm in the city where it can get LOUD. But, I guess what we're going to talk about today is resilience, I guess, because it's something that we all innately have within us. Should I tell the story of like why I'm in New York? Like, I don't know if that matters at all to anybody. It was just like a long time coming. I was searching for a place here for a while just because I wanted to do something different. You know, as I'm here, it's obviously super easy to reflect on the quiet life. And also, can we just address that I'm just like in like PJs basically right now? Anyway, like it's just so easy to reflect back on the quiet life, the residential. I miss my dog so much, going for walks with him, like my gym back home. But I say all of that because my new life here isn't set up really. Like as I just said, I just set up my bed frame, and aside from this bed, a mirror, that's like pretty much all I have in my room right now. Like I don't have a closet, so I'm still living out of a suitcase, and I have to find a dresser to put all my clothes in. But as I was saying, yeah, it's easy to reflect on, well, when you're in a transition into a new phase in your life, a new period of time in your life, whether that's like going away to college or moving to a new city, just a new place. It's super easy to reflect on what you've left behind when you aren't completely set up in this new life. There's things that I still need to do. I need to look for work. I need to explore my neighborhood more. I need to just find things to immerse myself in within the community, activities, and fulfill myself in that way. You have to fill your new life up. It's like, okay, you have this previous chapter, quote unquote, your old life, you could say, that's full to the brim of things. And then you have your new life, which is, you're starting at the bottom again. I came to an empty room. I had to get a bed frame. There's still a lot of shit that I need to get. And it's only been a little bit, so, you still have to fill that life up with things, that are different from the previous chapter of life that you were in. So things take time. And I think just throughout it all, being resilient is what you sort of have to be. It's not over. I mean, resilience to me is not overthinking things. Resilience is, keeping your head up and moving forward with high vibrational energy, still remaining positive. And I don't know, I feel like the way I'm talking about this now makes me seem like I'm depressed or like sad or wistful or something like that, but I'm really none of those things. I'm just reflecting on the topic that I want to discuss today. Like, I'm doing well, and I understand that things take time, so I'm not overthinking anything. I, you know, I'm confident, in this new life that I've manifested myself. As I said, it was a long time coming, so, it's been a work of manifestation, and everything is falling into place as it should, and everything will continue to fall into place as it should, and I'm continuing to attract abundance in my life because with pure love, I attract those things because I deserve those things and I desire those things. If you can desire it, you can attain it. So, I don't know. I feel like I talked about this in the last episode, which was also a long time ago. Things in my life have been busy, so I finally had a free moment that I wanted to. Sorry, there's something on my laptop screen. Some, a free moment that I wanted to sit down and record this podcast because I think that this podcast to me is also just like a form of meditation because I can write things out. I know you're watching this right now, this person who commented on my last video that they feel like they are like reading someone's personal diary. And I guess that's why this is therapeutic for me because instead of writing out all my thoughts and feelings in my diary, I'm recording it through audio and visual. So it's like a visual diary. That's what it is. Um, so yeah, I think I just want to take a moment right now just to really feel myself in my body. Just let go of any negativity, any feelings that don't serve me. I just let go of them. And I encourage you to do the same. Just take a moment right now just to breathe in and then breathe out everything that doesn't serve you. Because as I've most likely said in an episode of this podcast before, we do not deserve to live any second of this life in anything but peace. We deserve to feel calm and grounded and present. As I've said in this podcast before, when we're present, we're not anxious because we're not worrying about the future. We're not worrying about the past. We're just here where we are right now. And it's really important to remember that we don't make wrong decisions in this life. Within the context of everything happens for a reason. So, everything I did this morning, everything I did yesterday, everything I've been doing my whole life, I did for a reason because that was the thing I was supposed to do. Because it's all putting you on a path to learn things. And that's where resilience comes in. You have to have gone through things in life that put you in the mindset of someone who is eager to practice presence and can successfully practice presence because, obviously it takes away those anxieties and you have to, have the presence in order to think clearly through things. In order to be resilient and really listen to yourself and your body and ask yourself, if something happens to you, why did this happen? And is it a sign that you should do something different, or can it be equally interpreted as, let me be stronger than this and move through it instead of away from it? And you have to listen to yourself because you'll know that answer, deep in your soul. People say in your gut, I believe that's the soul. You'll feel it deep in your soul if, which path you need to take. And I'm sort of speaking ambiguously, but I guess that applies to a lot of things in life. But, you know, in my situation, it's New York City. And the first day that I was moving here, some crazy shit happened to me where I had to have, a moment of panic and get myself safe and then reflect and think, was this a sign? Immediately upon coming here, was this a sign of, girl, you gotta go back from where you came, which I considered, or what I was sort of, what I felt my soul was more leaning into was, that's New York City in a way. So are you gonna run from it, or are you going to be a tougher person because of it and adopt a newer mindset that sort of just works in terms of survival in the city, you could say. Because I am a super meditative and peaceful, grounded, all loving. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, I just burped. An all loving person who loves nature and loves quietude and the peace and real grounding energy of that. It's like it's been really crappy weather. It's like raining like crazy. But I do want to get myself to some grass. And I've been to parks pretty much every single day that I've been here, but I want to get to some grass and really just like earth my feet in the grass, just as a form of grounding, just cuz as I'm saying, I love. And I'm yawning. Damn. My body's been going through it, honestly, if I'm being so honest. I'm also someone who prioritizes rest and just making sure that the body feels calm. And rest is a huge part of that, but obviously, things have been stressful in the body. But just always, no matter what you're doing, prioritize, which I think was like a huge topic of my last episode, was just, self-care and taking the time for yourself. But as I was saying, like I'm that person that honestly seems like the opposite of New York. And maybe New York is something right now for me to fully immerse myself in. I've been thinking about it a lot as like myself as a character in this life and just making the character, you know, live different lives. And it's not like permanent. Everything is fleeting in a way. Everything's temporary. Um, if you're not happy, you can always abandon ship and find out what's going to make you happy and do that thing. But I'm thrilled. I'm excited this is where I'm at because I've manifested this. And as I was saying, there's no wrong choices. Everything you do is completely, ultimately for a purposeful reason that is going to be clear to us at some point in life. Anything that you're going through right now can be fuzzy and confusing or, frustrating because you're wondering why this happened. It could be a week from now, it could be a month from now, it could be a year from now, it could be 10 years from now. You'll understand completely why that happened. You can completely remove yourself and forget about the situation and then have a moment of clarity in the future and just be like, oh, that's why. Well, that makes sense. You know, you've got to be in the mindset of life working for you and not to you. Losing things makes room for better things that you deserve. And, just throughout whatever, it's just keeping that resilience. Some thoughts that are going through my head is, when do I need a haircut? What was it, like 2 episodes ago? I did my haircut reveal and I talked about the barber. I don't know. It's growing in. My hair grows fast. I think I gotta look into some places in New York, ask some friends, for like where are the non-binary people cutting hair, because I feel like they will know how to style and know what to do. A barber might do a look that's fresh, but maybe the non-binary stylist is like, this is going to work for you. I'm not saying that this haircut didn't work perfectly for me. Maybe I would get it identical again here. But I have to think about that. I feel like my energy is softer right now and is more mellow. I guess I'm just tired, bro. I guess I'm just tired. Even a peaceful night's sleep doesn't detract from the last several days of not the most sleep and obviously walking more than I ever have in my normal life. At home it's like a struggle to get in like 10,000 steps or something, and then here, at my end of the day, like, oh, I did that. You know. Okay. Also, new. Have I talked about running before in a previous episode and my dislike for running? Because since being here, I've been going on runs and I like it. I think there's just something different about running in a city because you can also just like get out and like see different neighborhoods or see your own neighborhood and just get around much quicker. And I was never a fan of running because I'm like, it's tough on the knees, and walking is just more ideal and healthy for you. But I don't have a gym membership yet, and that is super important to me, and I have to figure out what I'm gonna do with that. Um, like that'd be a really good thing for me to do, like soon. I know I have to leave the city for a bit this month, so I'm sort of like between like committing to something versus just waiting till I'm back to commit to it. So I have to think what I'm gonna do in that sense. But there's also like calisthenics set up pretty close to me, so I should just immerse myself in that because I've always wanted to. Where was I going with this? What was I saying? Like, what was I just talking? Okay, running. Yeah. So it's like I'm walking everywhere. So I'm like, I'm craving a different kind of exercise that's gonna get me like sweating and heart racing and something that just releases endorphins and feels good. So that's been running. I'm not like running fast. And I stretch, of course, and I think all the walking around and all the labor I've been doing has been preparing my legs for runs and everything. But I don't go like intense because I was always nervous about my knees hurting or like getting cramps around the lower part of my leg or something, and that hasn't happened. So I'm doing something right, and I'm really fucking with running in the city recently. It's not really something I would do at home because you can't really run. I don't really want to run on main roads, and like have cars go around me because I hate driving around runners and bicyclists on main roads. So it's not really something to do. Although now I just realized I could like probably like find out a way to like run to the beach when I'm home. But also that's not really my MO when I'm home. My MO is walking my dog and having peaceful walks and then just going to the gym, because it's my other exercise. I've been saying just because I don't have the gym, that's like the only reason I've been running. But I'm really liking it, so I'm definitely going to keep that in my day-to-day routine, even when I do get a gym membership. These are just all things that we can do to feel better about ourselves, better about our days, better about our lives, and feel healthier and, just like we're doing something good. It's a period of time where I have a lot of things to set up. I'm not going face first into a bunch of things where, I'm super, super busy, but that's going to come with time. And that's just where I'm at right now. That's why it's just so important to be present, be grateful, be so grateful for what you do have, everything I have. And that's what builds resilience, is because you can take a step back, assess the situation with a calm mind, and trust the universe and trust yourself that everything's working for you. Everything's working in your favor. Everything's working in my favor. And that's also a hella good mantra to tell yourself. Like, repeat it as many times as you need to. I don't know. I'm feeling doing like a shorter episode today. Where am I? Where am I at? 20 minutes. There you go. That's what I can give today. Never overextend yourself. Give what you can give. But I'm excited to get this episode out. You know, I feel like there's so many things I could talk about, but as I said, like my brain and my body is just more tired. But I'll get back to, this bitch, aka me, myself, and we'll be in touch. Write to me in the comments. Tell me what you're going through. Tell me why you're resilient. Tell me what you're grateful for. I just like we should all just share in that and bask in that. All right, if you're watching this, listening to this, I love you. I just love you so much. I feel like I end every episode in a British accent. I feel like that's kind of what I do IRL too when I don't really know what to say. So it's just like, all right, babes, like I'll literally talk to you soon, okay? Like I'll probably have another episode out sooner than the last one. The difference between this one and the last one, but no promises. No promises. All right. Have a beautiful day.